Hello guys, it's just me today, Dan, and we're going to be talking about video games. We're going to be talking about one video game in particular that I think really deserves a reboot. Right, this may be the single greatest video game of all time. Well, bar maybe Halo 3. I mean, we'll see. No, another time, another video. This game is so great that I come back to it nearly once a year and enjoy it just as much every time I play it. Now, in regard to these reboots, Ratchet & Clank had one, Crash Bandicoot's had one, even Spyro's had one recently, and it baffles me that we've not had one for this game yet. Now, I'm not talking about some poxy 4K upscaling. I want a fully reworked, from the ground up, on a modern game engine, reboot of this game. Now, what game, I hear you ask, tentatively asking all 17 of our subscribers? The anticipation, I can feel it. It's none other than Rayman Revolution. Now, I first played this game on the PlayStation 2, and I think it was the first game I ever played, so I'm going to be extremely biased, and this is going to be fueled by a lot of nostalgia, but deal with it. This game has had versions released on nearly every console known to man. We're talking about the Nintendo 64, Windows, Dreamcast, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Game Boy Color, Nintendo DS, iOS. It's been on everything. It's been on your nan's washing machine, I mean, honestly. But I just don't want another port of the game. I don't want it to come out on the PlayStation Store, the Xbox One Store, anything like that. I want a complete overhaul that is exact in every way, but with a modern engine and modern graphics, just like what they did with Crash Bandicoot. Now, when you boot this game up, the first thing that hits you is the music. Oh my god, this music had no right to be as good as it is.
I can't fly anymore!
And yet every level had a recognisable theme. It was atmospheric, it was creepy, it was exciting, it was joyous. It matched every level design that you were playing on. For example, the Cave of Bad Dreams still makes me shit myself to this day. Doesn't matter how old or when I'm playing this game, when you run down that rib cage and you hear that music start, I'm gone, I'm out. Goodbye, see you later. As the game begins, you get a dramatic introduction and you're thrown straight into the plot. Now, the whole premise of the game is that you're part of this magical world, and the core of the centre of this world has been split into 1,000 pieces. These are called lums. You have to run around, collect them, etc, etc. Now with this, you've got to collect 4 magical masks. To do that, you've got to defeat a boss each time. Well, 3, sort of. And whilst doing that, you're fighting robot, space, pirates. Now, I went on a pilgrimage playing this game. You go through traversing a sun-soaked forest, to flying through a lava cascade, swimming with a whale, surfing through what looks like space, using a sea snake as a jet ski, and running down a rib cage through hell and death, and yeah. Takes you on quite the journey, this game. Now, Rayman is a great and simple character, a simple protagonist for a pretty simple but brilliant game. Now, albeit he's a little bit of a plain Jane, but give him a break. I mean the fella has no limbs. No limbs anywhere. My personal favourite character is Glowbox, as this moment, still to this day, causes me to wheeze and scream in laughter, just as much as he's wheezing, but for another reason. Now, the main antagonists, which are the robot pirates, they're pretty good villains. They're interesting, you have a fun time fighting them, but I think the real creepy villains and the real scary antagonists in this game, when I was a kid, come in the form of these guys. Have a look. simply find too many games today are just so over convoluted. Now I know as I'm older I want a bit more to sink my teeth into with a video game, but now it seems like you need to learn 101 actions just to pass the first couple of levels in a game. Like, I couldn't care less if my horse needs its shoes replacing, or if my weapon becomes damaged after I've used it 3 or 4 times. It just becomes a bit monotonous and boring. I know some people disagree with that because it adds to realism, but I don't play video games for realism personally. That's why I loved Rayman Revolution's mechanics so much, and going back to it and playing it as an adult. It's so simple but also challenging at the same time. You get to grips with it straight away, but the game does get progressively harder as it goes on. I mean, there's some sections of Rayman that I still struggle with to this day. One particular bit where you have to use your ears/hair. I mean, I don't know. What is it? Is he a dog rabbit thing? I mean, is it his ears? Is it his hair? But either way, he's using his hair as a helicopter, and you're flying down this tunnel of lava, and you have to fit through this tiny little hole of a wall of thorns. I mean, it's not ideal, is it? It's really hard, and it's one of them things that still keeps the game fresh and interesting to this day. But I'm getting sidetracked. I just think this game, for all its different levels and characters, and it deserves a complete rework. I would love to see some of these levels in gorgeous, crisp 4K, completely new game engine. The way it's exactly like kind of the way the new Ratchet and Clank game looked, or as much as that wasn't a complete replica of the game, which is something that's questionable, I'd rather have a complete replica of this game. Kind of like Crash Bandicoot, the graphics look insane, and that's something that I want for Rayman Revolution. I just think this game would play like a dream on a modern engine. If we can't have that, can we at least have Rayman 4? Because, I mean, we've had this for a while, and well, it wasn't great really, was it? It was it's questionable. And then we got this, which was fun and all, but a 2D platformer. It was not the sequel that a lot of us wanted to the series, and I was incredibly disappointed as a kid. I remember unwrapping Rayman Raving Rabbids and being so excited because, I mean, to me, I thought it was going to be Rayman 4. Oh boy, could I have not been more wrong. But with Ubisoft, they thought, nah, let's peddle out another generic Assassin's Creed game every year, and, you know, let's be done with it. I'd like to see something like Rayman. I think a lot of the arcade games have kind of died a death a bit, and I think that's a shame. I'd like to see the return of 3D platformers. Tell me what you think. I want to know what you guys think about this game. I personally think it is one of the best games ever made. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you later.